So then this PSD template is then converted into HTML and styling is applied. If there are some interactions like some animations, JavaScript and jQuery is applied and is given to the developer. Yeah, Arun, you're typing something? You're missing out something? Taufik, Arun? In an SDLC, wireframe is equal to system specific doc and PSD template is like a design model. Yeah, maybe. I don't know much about SDLC. I guess it's software development lifecycle. SDLC. Okay, fine. Oh, system. I'm sorry. Okay. So yeah, something like that. This is a blueprint. Yeah, exactly. System spec doc. But more like this is not like a document. This is exactly if we scrape off the colors and images from a PSD template, then it's wireframe. And if you put all images, and you can just go ahead and search for PSD templates online, so you will see how exactly a PSD template looks like. PSD template looks like exactly like a website, but it's not a website, so we have to again convert into HTML so that it looks like a website. So that's where the interactions come. So yeah, coming here, the designer then converts this PSD to HTML. I'll be showing in a while what exactly is a wireframe, what exactly is a PSD template, and what is our complete web page, static web page. So that's where the designer does. The designer converts it into HTML and applies stylings via CSS. Then does the JavaScript if there are animations, jQuery if there are animations. If the client asks for some crazy animations, then he goes with Flash or HTML5 for videos. So all these sorts of things will be done by the designer itself. Now, where do we come into picture? We developers come into picture. Now, as in the first class itself, we have discussed that why we use PHP. We use PHP to make these interactions between the client side and the server side. Now this template is given to us. Now what should happen if somebody searches in the search bar, let's say with a keyword? So there comes the developer. The developer should write a code for this search box so that whatever the user, the person who is coming to the website enters over there, it has to show the relevant information what he has searched for. So that's where the job of developer comes into picture. Like this guy has to write a server side code to make it functional, to make this thing searchable. And say let's take contact us form. Okay, contact us form, what we do is like we put some information and say contact, and what should happen, it has to, an email has to be sent. Again, it's a PHP code. Then the information should be stored in database. Again, there is PHP involved with MySQL database. Then the information should be rendered to the person concerned. Like say if the email is shot to sales team, if the email is shot to support team, then the relevant guys must receive it or see on their dashboard. Okay, so this is what the interactions on the server side is done by the developer. So that's where we come into picture. Now the whole point, why should developers need to know about this thing? Why should developers know about CSS or HTML or JavaScript or jQuery? The reason is, for instance, like we go to a larger organization wherein everybody is busy. Okay, so the developer, for a small change of width, he cannot rely on the designer. The designer may be occupied, and this guy goes to him and says, hey, could you change this width to 250 pixels? Then he feels like, hey dude, what is this? I mean, you can do it by yourself. Then you should not feel embarrassed for that. Like that's the reason we gotta learn a bit of CSS, a bit of HTML and JavaScript and jQuery. That's the sole reason. So developers can do this. Developers can learn this HTML, CSS and stuff. But for a guy who is a designer previously, for him to pick up on the PHP side, it will take a while for him if there is no proper mentor or trainer like me or Tudos Live. But for a developer who knows already PHP, it's pretty easy for him to come back to HTML, CSS, and he can quickly learn it. So that's the reason developers always have a grip on this HTML and CSS, so that they don't have to rely on these develop designers for small things. Yeah, for larger things like say for turning the whole template into HTML page, yeah, designers, developers definitely need designers, but for small changes you need not need these guys. So that's the reason we have to have some knowledge on HTML, CSS, JavaScript and jQuery.